Let's do this. Let's go for it. Yeah. Hi there. Hi there. I'm near Verden. At Verden, well, Verden, nice small town in Lower Saxony. So Verden is about, wow, that's 40 kilometers south of Bremen. So, let me tell you one or two things about Verden. Verden, they call themselves City of Equestrians. The City of Equestrians. So I don't know, sometimes I think that's connected to the fact that some people here in Verden, they think that Verden, or Verden, how we pronounce it in German, Verden, is some kind of connected to Pferd, which means horse. But it is not. So Verden is more connected to ferry. It means there was a chance here to cross the river. And as for many cities in Germany and northern Germany, river is important, so controlling the river, controlling the water. That means you control what goes in and what not. So it means, I don't know, all the merchants coming through, all the shipping on the Weser, on the Aller. So Verden is at the Aller. Verden at the Aller, so that's the river. And that expression, Verden at the Aller, that came up in a time where Verden was called Verden too. So because, well, those old Germans, perhaps they didn't really know how to pronounce the French proper. So so Verden was also called Verden. So was important to make a difference. So they called that Verden at the Aller. And Verden at the Aller, at this very side, where I'm here right now, so at this very side, the Emperor Charles the Great gathered his men to face the Vikings in the north. So that was a meeting point for Frankish army too, in the old days, so in the 9th century. Well, from that you can see that Verden was an important point, controlling two rivers, right in the heart of Lower Saxony. That's really the heart of Lower Saxony, and that's where the old Saxons met up to, planning their counterinsurgencies or whatever against Charlemagne and his army and all those things. You hear the old church bell? So this church actually is more than 900 years old, and yeah, foundation that goes even back some decades at least further on, so perhaps even 8th century. So, and this is the heart of Saxony. Means there were 30 years of battle between the Frankish and the Saxons until, yeah, the Frankish in the end made it. And Verden is also the place where they say that more than 4,000 Saxons have been slaughtered by Charlemagne to make a point. So, to make something clear. But this is more, so we're not sure about that, at least. So, I don't know. Right now, I think majority of historians think that this is that wasn't true. So perhaps those 4,000, they have just been, I don't know, taken away from the families and dislocated somewhere else. Anyway, so these battles in those times, they were pretty bloody, and this is not on one side. So both sides, I don't know, they gave themselves nothing. So yeah, they didn't hold back, let's say that, both sides. So, but in the end, that was part of the Frankish Empire, and that's the reason why when the Vikings came in from the north and attacked northern Germany, the Frisians especially, they had to keep up the fight with the Vikings, and then they called for help, of course. And yeah, this is a site here where the armies gathered to face the enemy in the north. But normally Vikings then, I don't know, they could properly read the signs, and that meant at that point better to hop off, better to get to the boats, and they normally did. So because Frankish army needed always, they needed that time to gather up and be ready for combat. So yeah, that's the difference between a raiding party and an agricultural civilization. So they need that time. So, but well, you know, you got me on getting away in history. So excuse me for that. So I'm not here to talk history. I just want to show you the place. Interesting site here, very nice. Unfortunately, like always today, there's a street on the top, and yeah, well, I hope we won't be disturbed too much by that. But most of all, I want to show you two tobaccos. So this probably be a quick one. So because two new tobaccos came up, and I saw that I don't know, just 4 or 5 days ago. So pretty fresh here on the German market, I think. And these are two Peterson tobaccos. By the way, smoking that in my new Ali Berinci. So that's a new Ali Berinci, and yeah, it's nice to have this new Ali Berinci, but there's a sad story behind that, because the old Ali Berinci, or the pipe, I very often use in the videos. So Honor and Tradition was the last video where you have seen my old Ali Berinci Bremen pipe smoker billiard pot. Why is that? That pipe, I don't know, that was so reliable, gave me company for many years. I don't know how many smokes. Incredible pipe. But some days after the video, I was in the Hotel Atlantic, a smoker's lounge, sitting down with some friends, enjoying the evening. That was in Bremen. And suddenly, I don't know, I just went to the bar or something, so I just stood up and I realized my bag was gone. So that was right beneath me, right on my leg. So that was my my messenger bag that you perhaps have seen on some videos that I always carry. Yeah, stolen. Just stolen. And I had some friends on the other side of the table, and they were always, I don't know, talking to me and so on, and they couldn't believe, and I couldn't believe. So we couldn't really believe. At first I thought, yeah, well, where is it? So, but then it was pretty clear, yeah, that was stolen by some, I don't know, genius thieves. They got us. So it's gone. Just gone. Fortunately, that was the only pipe in this bag on this evening. So I don't know. All the other stuff, yeah, well, some tobacco and so on. So if you see that pipe ever on eBay or whatever, so give me a hand on that. Well, we got them then. I don't know. Perhaps at least gonna find someone new is able to appreciate that pipe. So I don't know. I don't want to. Sorry for that. I don't want to complain. That just because I showed you my new Aliberentia, I just want to tell you why that is. So tobacco finally. So 2 new tobaccos came out. So that was Peterson tobaccos. Peterson, 2 new tobaccos, sister tobaccos. So I'll show you that. So this is Peterson 3 Years Cask Aged tobacco. 2 different tobaccos. One is mainly is Virginia, joined by Black Cavendish, and then they put in an aroma, so putting a rum on it. I tell you about it. And the other one is Virginia with Verden and Perique, some Cavendish, putting some whiskey on it. So I get it. So Ronnie gave me a little description. Well, it's not so little, you see that. So now I want to talk about that too. So because I'll show you that. So it's a nice, it's nicely done. You see now this is an Irish side here. It's not so different, is it? Yeah, well, it is different, of course. Anyway, and you see they're wasting a lot of space so people have a hard time to read, I guess. So very, very huge letters. And on the other side, when it comes to the description of the tobaccos, they use in very small letters, in a color difficult to read on the paper. Anyway, so you see this. So they're talking about. I'll tell you what they talk. So they're talking about history. Why you're seeing these old guys. So it's about Peterson. So they start on the journey with Peterson and talking about Peterson. What is Peterson about and so on. So. And then they're talking about the maturing. Master blenders. So it's all in German, and it's all in German. My apology, but that's the way it is. So they say, it's a proud tradition. Peterson is a great tobacco family, and so on, so on, so on. Master blenders. So we did something new. So cask aged English mixture. That would be the green one. So the green one is that what they call English mixture. Strange enough, because there's no Latakia added. So, but they call it English mixture. And the other one they call Virginia mixture. Oh, I don't know. You have 2 tobaccos, sister tobaccos. You call the one English mixture and the other one Virginia mixture, but both are based on Virginia tobaccos. Not so sure that's a good idea. Anyway, don't want to complain too much. So, what do they say? Now, so they say, in the case of English mixture, so we use some Virginia tobacco and Perique. So Virginia meets Perique, they say, and a red, very spicy burley tobacco, and a hint of Black Cavendish. So they age in that in oak barrels for 3 years, and they call that aged tobacco. I'm not sure. 3 years. I don't know. 3 years is not so I don't know. For me, that's not what you really call aged tobacco. Well, let's say it's better than nothing. All right. So, and after that, so they don't say it's I don't know. It's in cherry cask, or it's I don't know, a bourbon cask or whatever. So they say they are oak casks. They don't say no more. So probably just fresh oak casks. I don't know. But I guess otherwise they would have told us. All right, that's what they say. And then they put it in the barrel and mixing that with rum or whiskey. Rum or whiskey. So the rum and the whiskey. So one tobacco is with rum, so that's the Virginia, and the English mixture is with whiskey. So in both alcoholic stuff that they get from a distillery, a Danish distillery. And why not? So why not? Well, that's what they say here on the other side, on the other page. On the other page they say, yeah, they're both from Braunstein in Denmark, and they're doing very exclusive alcoholic stuff. So yeah, all right, yippity yep. Yeah, all right. So you can see the muscle blender here. Yeah, all right. So that's how they do it. So strange thing in this book is, you see that? So I'll give you a closer look. So do you see that? So they're talking about the whiskey. So they say, how should we enjoy this tobacco? What do they think would be best to enjoy the tobacco? So they say, so we should go for the English mixture with a peated whiskey. All right. We should use a peated whiskey for it. Look at the picture again. Do you see that? This is Knob Creek. So this is Knob Creek. I'm not sure if that's which version. I don't know. Maybe perhaps it's the green version, which is a rye, I think. Yeah, but I really like the Knob Creek. I really like it. So 9-year-old small batch. Cask strength it is, I think. I think it's about 100 proof. I don't know, maybe wrong. So I really like that whiskey. And well, it's still affordable. But this is a straight Tennessee bourbon whiskey. So it's nothing peated. I don't doubt that it's good whiskey to enjoy this tobacco. Well, why do they say we should use a peated whiskey? And why should we use a peated whiskey at all? Because, well, it's not down with Latakia. I'm not sure. So, and the Virginia tobacco, so the non-English mixture, we should enjoy outside. They say on the veranda, so it's on the patio or whatever. I'm not sure that that's the best idea for good tobacco. High-class tobacco. So, and we should use some rum. Yeah, well, of course, if the tobacco is made with rum, why not? Or mojito. So some cocktails. I'm not sure that we're all about cocktails, but anyway. So I don't know who's doing these descriptions, but there's something else. So they say, so here in this description, they say the English mixture, the green one, they doing with, I don't know, I'm gonna repeat that, already told you. So they doing that with Virginia tobacco, Perique, and very spicy red burley, whatever that is exactly. So, and then a hint of black Cavendish. All right, keep that in mind. So, let me just put that away. So, if we take a look on the tin, and well, it's in German, but I'm going to translate that. So they say it's a mixture from ripe Virginia, a hint of Perique, that's different, and some black Cavendish. So where's the burley in this tin? Probably this tin was made without burley, or some kind of special edition perhaps. So I think I think you have an idea where I want to go. Well, it's not the first time, and it's not really, it's not a huge issue. So, but this is something we always, not always, but we often find on these descriptions. They're not accurate, they're done sloppy. I don't know, I'm not sure. Why going through all the effort? Why doing all the effort? Going the extra mile and so on, maturing stuff, and then being sloppy in the last second. Why not? So, well, of course, this is a different company. You give an order to another company, do something for the public and so on, or some kind of media company does it. But in the end, well, you should read that before you pull the trigger on it. All right. Well, that's something else. So let's talk about the tobacco itself. Mature tobacco, highest quality Virginia, finest, and so on. Let's see what we got. Let's start with the rum thing. So the Virginia. Show you the tobacco. So this stuff is made by, so it comes out by Peterson. Well, we all know Peterson doesn't do anything on its own. So it's a Scandinavian tobacco group. So maybe that's, oh, I don't know, Larsen or like, it's really hard to tell these days because all these companies, they do and stuff for each other, so they don't really care much. So anyway, what, it's branded Peterson and comes from Scandinavian tobacco. So you don't see anything very special about the cut. So it's a coarse, mainly coarse, but there's some flake parts in it. I think they didn't even mention really, but there are. Yeah, at least in my tobacco, but very small. You have to search for that. So bright and dark, so sometimes. Anyway, when you get a first whiff, and I was really surprised when I took a first whiff, because I don't think I ever had a tobacco with this kind of very flat appearance when it comes to first whiff. So nothing is on the peak here. Nothing is really hits you. Nothing really where you say, "Whoa, this is so tobacco," or "This is so earthy," or "That's so hay note," or something like that. Very flat. You have to stick your nose right into the tobacco to get a smell at all. Strange, quite strange. Not in a bad way, so don't get me wrong, but it seems kind of strange. So, tobacco packs very well and behaves quite well. So, first impression for me was quite a good sour note, quite a good sour note. So some guys made that call a citrus note from the Virginia. So probably it's from the Virginia. It could also be by the oak. Could be, because it's more than just in the bag. So if you light that up, so I don't know, a good portion of sour note, so it's not too bad. So what? And after that, as they say, you got a lot of sweet, bit grassy, sometimes slightly hay Virginia. Good portion of sweetness, very sweet. It's round, it's full. So I'm not sure why they go the extra mile and mature a tobacco, and they say they're using the finest leaves and everything's finest Virginias, and then add in a huge amount of Cavendish. I'm not so sure. Would you do that? So Cavendish, there may be several reasons for using Cavendish. Cavendish is always added for the look of the tobacco. Number one, so you get some black spots, that, and tobacco seems more complex for the customer. So that's why they use black Cavendish always in special editions. When you see just one color, you don't think that the was much work into that, so they didn't do too much effort to do that. So that's why they always add a hand off, at least. So in this case, different. So they use it a lot. So it means they want to do something with it. So, well, we have to know that Cavendish is the cheapest tobacco you can get. Number one. So maybe it's about the price, but there may be a second thing. And the second thing is you could use a Cavendish to cool everything down. So if you use a Virginia, which has a really high amount of sugar, the tobacco likes to get sharp and nasty if you go hot on that. So it can provide the finest, I don't know, finest sweet taste and so on, but it likes to get harsh when you go too hard on it. But that is because of the amount of sugar. So, and to avoid that, you can add a lot of Cavendish to, I don't know, to bring everything down a little bit. But this won't be something you would do if you have the finest Virginia leaves, if you have the highest standard, the highest quality. Well, let's say a Capstan Yellow, or I don't know, one of these Downhill Flake or whatever. So golden sliced, some of these tobaccos. So at least it leaves me a bit suspicious, because that's, if you go the extra mile doing maturing, doing the finest tobacco, and then add in, I don't know, 30% or more, 40% even of black Cavendish. Something just makes you wonder. So, could have different reasons. And if we might think that it's about the quality of the Virginia, that would explain that the tobacco likes to get harsh in the last third of the bowl. So it likes to get harsh in the last third of the bowl. It changes its character. So at least for me. So everything that I tell is just for me. That's just my impression, and that's only a first 10 impression. Let me say that. But that's my impression. So, all right. But it's a decent smoke. Don't get me wrong. So there worse tobaccos on the market. So, but this tobacco, this is 15 euros and 90 cents. But it's not cheap tobacco. It's not medium price tobacco. This is high price tobacco. So we could be disappointed by that, just because of the price and what we thought about it. So alright, so that's about this tobacco. So it behaves well, you can light it up, everything is alright. So you're gonna be fine with that tobacco. But it's a different if you're gonna be fine with that tobacco, or if you wanna go for it. That always a difference. So the other tobacco, the green version, so what they call the English mixture without any Latakia or Oriental. Yeah, I already told you what they say, and they add in whiskey on that. So again, the Virginia tobacco, there's rum added. Well, during the maturing process, they add in the rum during the maturing process in oak barrels, 3 years. And this one is with whiskey, as I said. And this one is a bit different. So if you open that up, you take a first whiff. First moment, similar. So the whole tobacco note, or the whole tobacco smell, the character, is on a very flat level. So it's coarse. Same here. Some flake marks, Virginia flake marks. So what you see, it's not so much black Cavendish here. So it's not so much about the black Cavendish. So there's probably this black stuff. Yeah. Well, it's probably not even black Cavendish, but some part of them are Perique. So yeah, they add in a small portion of Perique, but it's not really about Perique here. But the Perique is a really good extra here, really good extra. And this tobacco has a bit more of character. So there's some more character to this tobacco than to the Virginia. doesn't really make us wonder. So if they say they add in barley, if they add barley, so we don't know which description is right in the book or the one on the tin. So it doesn't make us wonder that this tobacco has a bit more character. There's something more to that. So if I would have to pick one of those tobaccos, I would go for the English mixture, which isn't an English mixture, but I would prefer that. So just, I don't know, I like tobacco with a hint more of character. Some corners to it. Just add some corners. Don't make it just straight down the alley and go for a golden retriever. Don't get me wrong, I like golden retrievers. Anyway, so despite my, I don't know, fifth relight or whatever, so the tobacco burns pretty well. It's just because I talk too much, as always. Yeah, so this is some good tobacco. Yeah, it's good tobacco. It's good tobacco, but it's not, I wouldn't call that excellent tobacco. It's nothing really to write home about. Don't get me wrong, both tobaccos are fine tobaccos, and you have different moments of these tobaccos after lighting up, then sitting down, then puffing, and then really come. There were really some good impressions of the tobacco, and really some good moments to share with the tobacco and the pipe. So, well, an excellent tobacco for me has to stand up to the last third of the bowl and beyond. So, and same here, last third of the bowl, tobacco likes to get a bit sharp, a bit nasty. So that's normally not a sign for brilliant tobacco, something you want to write home about. Anyway, so price. The price won't surprise. So it's 15 euros 90 cents here in Germany. And what is it, 10 cents more? No, it's both same price. Yeah, makes us even wonder about the politics of the company. So one has a lot of black Cavendish, the other has Perique. Perique is one of the most expensive tobaccos at all. So, but the price is same here. Anyway, we don't know. Perhaps they spend a lot of for this book or whatever. So we're not really into that. Yeah, but I don't want to say I'm disappointed or something like that. Good tobaccos. So forget half of the things I said. So it's good. It's good tobacco, but well, Peterson. Well, you know, when Peterson comes up with 2 new tobaccos, they're saying cask matured, very special things, so high price. I don't know. I would expect a bit more than that. Anyway, that's just me. So you can think totally different as always. Now that's mainly it about the tobaccos. Good tobacco. If you want to try out, go for it. Wouldn't hurt, and perhaps you like it. I'm pretty sure some guys are gonna like that, because there's some fine notes, but also some issues. But perhaps that's just for me. All right, that's it. You hear the church bell? I don't know. That means that I'm far too long again. Well, should have been just a quick one. With all the stories, I don't know, the thief stories and everything else. Alright guys, hope you all are well. Hope you have something good to chew on. And well, as you can see, autumn has us, so summer is gone already. And winter is inside, at least for the world of tobacco. So already first Christmas tobacco shows up here, so I'm working on that. Already started my work on the Christmas tobacco season. Isn't that a shame? Yesterday there was summer. and now it's gone. Anyway, that's how things go. Alright guys, hope you all are well. There's something good to choose you on. Take good care of yourself. Perhaps see you again. Jesus lives. Somebody wrote here.